Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric, and today with the 2021 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. And I like trucks, and I love the idea of off-roading. I've never really been able to do it that much, but now we got the ZR2, so I'm super excited to take this beast off-road. Whoa! What are you doing? You can't just stand in the middle of the road like that.
You can.
What? Dude, you gotta speak louder when making a cool entrance like that, otherwise you ruin the moment.
I said, you can't.
Yeah, you can't just stand in the middle of the road like that. You could have died.
No, I don't mean that.
Well, it's still good advice though. Anyways, what were you saying?
So yeah, you won't be doing any off-roading in this one.
Why?
You live in Southern Ontario. There ain't much off-roading to be done here.
Oh, no worries. I'm just gonna drive somewhere.
Brother, have you seen the weather? All the snow is melting right now. If you don't want to get stuck in the mud, I wouldn't dare doing that.
Thought of that. They're maintained off-road areas in the area. I can just go to those.
Nope, all closed.
Why?
COVID.
Ah, damn it. Maybe I can just come up with a sketch to make up like the last potential.
That's a good idea. Now, tell me, brother, would you mind giving me a ride down the road just the next town?
No.
Come on!
What? It's nice weather outside. Walking never harmed anyone, okay? And I gotta make a review. So, anyhow, we gotta address the elephant in the room. First of all, though, when you look at this truck. Sorry, Canadians, it's ZR2. It's not ZR2, it's ZR2. Thank you for taking me and accepting me in your country, but it's ZR2. No discussion about it, not ZR2. Sorry. Okay, with that out of the way, yeah. I'll just put in wonderful off-roading footage somewhere here in the footage, somewhere here in the frame, so you can at least see how this truck would technically off-road if we were able to do it today. We are not, so here you go with wonderful Chevrolet press footage. Anyhow, yeah, this thing is a beast. I don't need to take it off-road to be able to tell you that, because I've seen plenty of videos. I've read plenty of articles about this truck. It is a beast off-road. It can Baja run, so like fast traversal over uneven terrain, with the Raptor pretty much excels at. It can Baja run, maybe not quite as good as the Raptor, but it is also amazing at rock crawling, which is really something Jeeps are good at. So it kind of fills the niche in between the Raptors and the Jeeps, right? But able to do both things really well, especially if you equip the diesel in this one. This is apparently great for rock crawling. We have the 3.6 liter gas V6 in here, 308 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. Almost got my numbers mixed up there. But why don't we take a look at the details of what the ZR2 here adds to the Colorado.
Let's take a look at the differences between a regular Colorado and this 2021 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. Now, the ZR2 is 2 inches higher as well as 3.5 inches wider than a regular Colorado, as you can see in these fender flares. For even further protection, the ZR2 is equipped with tubular rock protection to shield the vehicle from high velocity impacts on natural surfaces. To protect the mechanical components on the underside of this vehicle during off-roading, Chevrolet has installed skid plates. Also included in the ZR2 are front and rear locking differentials. Additionally, this ZR2 is equipped with the Dusk Special Edition, which adds this sports bar with ZR2 stamping, these wheels, as well as those lights, which are very bright. Let's continue. From the factory, the ZR2 comes with 31-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratec tires, these ones, as well as an off-road suspension with special Multimatic spool valve dampers. These have the abbreviation DSL. Excuse me. Let's just go back to the review.
As you can see, it adds quite a bit, and those DSSB Multimatic supplied spool valve dampers just make a ton of difference. Let me just... And it even doesn't handle that bad on road. Honestly, I was super surprised. Of course, it plows, so it understeers if you really go into it. But it's actually really well composed on the road. I did not expect that at all, because most trucks, especially if you go for like off-roadier trucks, they're kind of wallowy, you know, the suspension is softer to accommodate the off-roading that you can do in it. Not this one. This one's actually, not gonna lie, a little harsh on the road. I was expecting it to be a bit soft. It's not like super uncomfortable, but you definitely notice bumps in it. But it's still like there isn't much buddy roll when going around turns at a good pace. I mean, yeah, there is buddy roll because it's still a truck, but for a truck, there is not much buddy roll. And these dampers keep it surprisingly level and really give it a surprising amount of traction on the street. But while we're talking about the street, why don't we talk about a little fun thing, which we haven't done yet, and that is acceleration. So we get the 3.6 liter V6, 308 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. Let's just see how quick this ZR2 accelerates. Let's keep it in, let's put it into auto. Let's put it in four-wheel drive high. Torque up a little. 3, 2, 1. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, not 80, and not 80. It's decent. It's decent. I think Car and Driver tested it to be, just put her back into two-wheel drive, tested her to be at around 6.3, 6.4 seconds to 60 miles an hour, so 98 kilometers an hour. So it's not too bad, honestly. And it's not what it's made for. It's not made for the street, it's made for off-roading, which it's amazing at. And it's also really amazing at consuming fuel. In a bad way. Like, wow, this thing, this is a gas guzzler, guys. So I reached on the highway 15 liters per 100 kilometers, and in the city 17.5 liters per 100 kilometers. That exceeds the official ratings by about 2 liters per 100 kilometers, both. And it is really bad, I'll be honest. You do really feel the wind resistance in this one. Like, it's been a while, it's been quite a while since I've noticed a car, or a truck in this case, having to push so hard through wind resistance. I mean, yeah, the days were kind of windy, but it's not just that. Like, even when it wasn't windy, this thing needs to push through air. Like, I haven't had it this bad since I've had like 100 horsepower hatchbacks in Europe. So yeah, of course it's not the most aerodynamic. It's built for something different. Just, if you get this, be aware of the fuel economy. Be aware of the fuel economy. That's all I can say. Because you will spend a lot of it. At least it takes 87 and doesn't need premium, so that's good. So you don't spend as much, but still, it hurts a little, I'll be honest. But talking about hurting, what doesn't hurt is to take a look at the exterior. Okay, you gotta be honest, this thing looks freaking mean. I love the looks of the ZR2. It's awesome. Looks like you stole it right out of the military and just drove it out. I love it. Huge grill, like huge. Like, look at this. This is the hood. So this is the whole front fascia. We got the lights, and this is the only part of the front that is not grille on both sides. Everything else just grille. You've Chevrolet written on top of there. This looks mean. I love it. I love the looks. Look how wide it is. It is super wide. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's great. It's awesome looking. And the color, the bright blue metallic we're having here, flakes really nice in sunlight. It's awesome. There's not much more to say. Let's get back to the review. And back we are. I just love how this truck looks, okay? I think most of us agree that this truck looks amazing, especially in the color we have right here, which is a really nice color because it flakes nicely in reflections. Anyhow, we've had this truck platform, pretty similar truck, the GMC Canyon 84, obviously not a ZR2, but anyhow, we had the same kind of truck just a couple of months ago, which had almost the exactly same interior. So I want to take a brief look at the interior, pardon me. But if you really want to get in depth on that, just watch my Canyon review, which you can find up there. And yeah, let's take a brief look at the interior. Okay, interior of the Colorado ZR2. You instantly probably saw that it's kind of hard to get in here, and for some reason the driver doesn't get a handle. The passenger has one. We don't get one. Don't ask me why. It would be really nice if we had one. Anyhow, the interior from the layout is exactly the same as we had in the Canyon 84 a couple of months ago. So I won't be going too in depth with that. So if you want to have like a deep dive with the interior, just click the link in the top right hand corner. You can get that video. And yeah, the materials are a little different compared to the Canyon though, because we have less leather. Pretty much the only spots we have leather. Steering wheel, center console, seats really nice, super comfortable. I love the ZR2 logo on the headrest. looks awesome. Center console, leather feels nice. Steering wheel leather, nah, I mean, it feels okay. I like the size of the steering wheel, kind of fits in my hands really well. It just doesn't look that nice. I'll be honest, it looks kind of like a mid-2000s Mercedes steering wheel. It just looks a little old-fashioned. But other than that, usability is really good in this interior. Like, you can use everything, even with gloves on, so that's not an issue. On the bright side, even this all being plastic, at least it's easy to clean if you go mudding or anything in this and you have the windows down for some reason, or you have like a lot of dirt you carry in after like trying to get unstuck somewhere, right? Other than that, quality is it's alright, I guess. Yeah, so it's definitely, you spend 52 grand and the money does not go into the interior. The money goes into the suspension and all that, so don't expect the nicest interior. But also, I'm not going to be one of those people complaining about it too much, because if we want to have a nice interior, we need to pay another 10 grand on top of it. So right now we get a good value with an okay-ish interior. In terms of back seats, plenty of space. We can open the window and we can fold up the seats if we need a little more storage space. And our bed, it obviously is a short bed, but still, if you need to haul something, you've got plenty of space back there. With that being said, I think we should go back to driving. And back we are from the interior. Like I said, the 52 grand Canadian you pay for this truck definitely do not go into the interior. They go somewhere else. They go into amazing shocks. They go into the whole suspension architecture. They go into like adjusting the frame for this truck to be this off-roady. So that's where most of the money goes. Briefly, infotainment. It's the classic General Motors system, which we know. It's a good system. It's not the most feature-rich, but it responds really quickly. The screen in this one has been a little of a mixed bag, honestly, because when I got into it the first time, I probably stood for a couple of days and the screen was cold, and my god, the ghosting was bad. And every time I touched the screen, like quite big of an area around where I touched would turn white for like a split second. So it was really performing badly, but now that I've been using it for a few days, it's better. There's still ghosting in it, and it's still not it's still not the most beautiful screen, but it works well. It's a fast system, so really you won't have any complaints about it. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's fine. If you need any connectivity, obviously if you want to have navigation, you got to spec that. This one doesn't have it, and we have Sirius XM satellite radio as well. Okay, but I think we've pretty much gone over it all right now for what I wanted to talk about here about the ZR2. Why don't we just first of all take this corner. Be careful though, because we're still in the truck. There's just something about a naturally aspirated engine. Ah, this is nice. It revs out, it builds torque. That's beautiful. Just had to say that. Sorry. Coming out of a bunch of like 2 and a 2.5 liter turbo engines, which admittedly are quick and produce like almost the same horsepower as this truck produces. There's just something really beautiful about a naturally aspirated engine. Just had to say that. Anyhow, I wanted to send it back to the final thoughts, so why don't we go over to those. Okay, final thoughts, windy final thoughts here on the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. It's a shame I didn't get to off-road it. I would have loved to do it, but COVID, what do you do, right? Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. Maybe at some point we'll get the chance to do it, but it is insanely capable. You just got to take my word for it. It is insanely capable. It can power run, it can rock crawl, it can go mudding. It's really nice. At the same time, I think it looks amazing. And really the negative in this one is the interior. The interior is just really, it's just bad. There's no way around rephrasing that in a nice way. It's just a bad interior. But I hate it when people and other journalists complain about a car that is cheap, drives really well, is really capable, and then it's like, well, the interior is bad. Duh, that's why it's cheap. Because the interior is where they've saved money, because they put all the 52.5 grand that this car costs into the suspension and into those Multimatic dampers and all that. So would you wanted to have a nicer interior but pay 10 grand extra? Probably not, because that's a damn good value. So I think if you look at the competition, what do you got? You got the Raptor way further up in terms of capability, so it's more capable but costs a lot more. And you got Wranglers, which are really capable as well, but also cost a bunch more. So this is a pretty good value. And I think
at the same time, you still, even if you don't off-road really that often, you still got a super usable vehicle, and I like it a lot. Anyhow, that's what I have to say about the ZR2. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more videos, because we've got more videos and more cars and more trucks coming very soon. And yeah, I hope I will see you in those videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. You can't. All right.
That was close.
Yeah, you can't just stand in the middle of the road like that. You could have died. Or more, less Italian. Mamma mia, you can't stand in the middle of the road like that. Good pasta. COVID.